if you have 100 participants in the system and then each person is relying on the other 99 to do something, how do you make sure that all of them pay their share? I think governments do this by fiating, by mandating people pay their taxes, or else you just go to jail, right? So I think something that could be interesting to consider is quadratic funding, which I recently came to learn about. So the way it works is that essentially you have a subsidy pool set aside, right? Going back to my principle, if you want something done, you got to pay for it. So the way it works is that if you want something done, someone goes in and tries to and makes a donation for it. But the pool that's set aside, that's generally used for public good, the way it works is that it will match the dollars for the donation. It will match the donation dollars, but it will match it in a way that is not only reflective of how much donation is put in, but also how many people support it, right? So if you have a project that has 100 donors, but each one only puts in $1, the quadratic funding basically says, I'm going to match more than, versus another project where you only have one person that put in $100. The quadratic funding will subsidize the first project more than the second project. So I guess this is not a direct response to how do you resolve the tragedy of the commons problem. It's more of a mechanism to help incentivize people to contribute to the greater good. So once you decide, yes, I'm going to fund, for example, for Vite, right? Let's say once we decide we're going to, which is the case, we're going to pay for these nodes, then maybe we can put in some kind of mechanism that ultimately says, if there's other sorts of things that we want it done on the Vite network, let's say we want to fund a new block explorer, right? Like who's going to build it, right? Like if we're going to fund, let's say, a decentralized staking pool, right? So people want to stake, but they don't have enough money for the 1 million Vite. They want to put it in some pool. Who's going to write a program to do that? I think that maybe we can put in some kind of quadratic funding mechanism to help bring those things to fruition. Essentially help provide more support to projects that will benefit more people.